Do you ever feel like you're not supported? And maybe that's from like by people in your life or where you live or even just like universal circumstances. And so, from an energetic state of being perspective, the idea is that the feeling of support comes from within. And so, for example, you might be around people and they're doing their best to be supportive to you, and yet we still don't feel the support from them. Or maybe there's a certain kind of support we're looking for. Like, if only they would do this thing for me, then I'd feel supported. And so the idea is it's a feeling supported. So one of the things we can do to instantly feel supported is remember a time when we felt supported. Like, remember that time when someone did something in that supportive way, or even when you're like sitting on a chair and you're like, oh, this chair is supporting my weight, or this roof is supporting my life, or this job is supporting my finances. And so really it's a sense, it's a feeling. And it's kind of unique for everybody. In general, it's like a sense of ease and peace and relaxation, this feeling of being supported. And so the idea from like an energetic perspective, like a state of being perspective, vibrational perspective, when we feel the feelings of support first, then the outer reality mirrors it back to us, because the outer reality is essentially a giant mirror from this perspective. And so by tuning into the feelings of support first, we can then see it reflected back to us in the outer world. And sometimes there's support all around us that we're just not noticing because we're not tuned into it. So by tuning into the feeling inside ourselves first, we can then notice when it's around us. Okay, so how do we do that? So the easiest way, from my perspective, is to remember times or to even breathe in a supporting way. And when I tune into that myself, I just start slowing down my breath automatically. And as I breathe and tune into that feeling, the feeling of what it feels like to be supported, the feel like being supported by infinite intelligence, like the universe, like source energy, like whatever you want to label that, God, whatever it is. And when we tune into that energy and we feel like just being alive itself is being supported by the universe. And so there's kind of a sense of ease that comes with that. So when we breathe in that way, you start bringing in that sense of peace on its own. And then the idea is like, this is a skill that we develop, the skill of feeling supported. And so as we cultivate this feeling more, we're then able to increase our capacity for it. We're able to create more space for it in our life. And then as we tap into that more often, it becomes more of a dominant state of being as we practice it more. Then we see the evidence reflected back. So it's not necessarily like a one and done thing. It's like something we cultivate over time, and we can cultivate it with our mind, with our imagination, with our memories, and we can cultivate it with our breath and body. So my name's Kent Peterson. This is something I love to help people out with. So you can hire me as a coach, you can leave a comment, send me an email, send in a request for something you'd like me to create a video on, and join my list, depending on where it is. You'll see it in the comments or description or whatever it is, depending on where you're watching this, and join in on one of my next coaching programs or coaching calls, because I'd love to help you out.